Hi, I'm Steve Marchena, and I'm taking this class, Language of Film and Television, at Berkeley Online. Please bear with me this week because I have pneumonia, but I got to get this podcast done. In our first two episodes, we've analyzed fictional horror in film, including the silent film Nosferatu, as well as the sound film Frankenstein. This week in class, we've analyzed the cultural impact of the television show I Love Lucy, and I've applied that kind of cultural analysis to Saturday Night Live episode 863, featuring Alec Baldwin's impression of Donald Trump.
Thank you very much, everybody. I'm here to declare a very urgent, important national emergency.
Saturday Night Live is a long-running sketch comedy with a history of political satire, particularly of the executive branch. Up until now, all our presidents have respected the right to free speech and the First Amendment. And here are impressions of Presidents Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush Sr., Clinton, W. Bush, and Obama.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Nesson. I can't hear you. What are you, in the pool?
You've just taken a heavy drug. Now just relax, stay inside and listen to some music, okay? Do you have any Allman Brothers?
Now, we'll dose Muskie with mood-altering drugs. By the time Muskie knows what day it is, the 88 elections will be over.
Then nothing. Then you wait. Then kaboom.
He lifted his hand and put it on my breast, and then my hand to his penis.
That is hot!
The United States government sincerely, profusely, and abjectly apologizes to China for this incident. It was entirely our fault, and we did a bad thing.
Okay, I don't know. I seem to send off the wrong message. I don't think we should.
Okay, got it.
The one historical precedent for the cultural reaction to Saturday Night Live episode 863 would be this guy, Richard Nixon.
Because people have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
So when Nixon was president, there was a television show featuring the Smothers Brothers. And the story goes that Richard Nixon didn't like this anti-Vietnam talk.
Our government is asking us as citizens, good citizens, to refrain from traveling to foreign lands. Okay, all you guys in Vietnam, come on home.
So apparently Richard Nixon went behind the scenes. That was his style, I guess. He pulled some strings to get the Smothers Brothers canceled, even though they had 3 very highly rated seasons and they were very popular. It's important to note, though, that Richard Nixon didn't actually come out and threaten retribution against either the Smothers Brothers television show or the Smothers Brothers themselves, but apparently he pulled some strings to get that show taken off the air. I'll read these tweets by our president. The first one here is reaction to a skit before Christmas in which Trump had never been president, and the world was a lot better, and Eric Trump was intelligent, or a little more intelligent there. I'll read this to you. He says, a real scandal is the one-sided coverage, hour by hour, of networks like NBC and Democratic spin machines like Saturday Night Live. It is all nothing less than unfair news coverage and Dem commercials. Should be tested in courts, can't be legal, only defame and belittle collusion. I'll just point out before we go on to the next tweet, Saturday Night Live is not news coverage. I suppose if you were an imbecile, you might watch Weekend Update and think that was actual news, but I can't imagine anybody would think a cold opening was actual news. The tweet that to me is chilling in terms of the impact on our culture is from last Saturday's episode. It says, "Nothing funny about tired Saturday Night Live on fake news NBC. Question is, how do the Republicans get away with these total Republican hit jobs without retribution?" I'm going to stop right. I'm going to read the whole thing again, but I'm going to stop right there. That's a threat. If you say, how do you get away with that without retribution? That is a threat. I don't understand why the president isn't impeached at this point right now. I'm going to read that again. Nothing funny about tired Saturday Night Live on fake news NBC. Question is, how do the networks get away with these total Republican hit jobs without retribution? Likewise for many other shows, very unfair and should be looked into. This is the real collusion. So one Easter egg in the at the end of the show there, Don Cheadle, brilliant actor. If you haven't seen Boogie Nights, you should see that movie. So he's wearing, I guess it's a Russian hockey team shirt there. And if you're looking back, it says Trump 45. So that's a brilliant Easter egg. And I think that this is an important episode. Saturday Night Live episode 863 it's a new, it's a whole new era where the executive branch of the government is threatening retribution against political satire. So I think the historians will look back on this. And I look forward, after this administration is out, I look forward to the movies that they'll make about him. And I'll leave you with a positive message, because there is another way.
When millions of people stand up and fight, they win.